There's somebody new in charge of the St. Paul Public Schools this year. His name is Bill Larson, and his staff just can't seem to stop talking about him.
If you want my opinion, I think he should take the job as a superintendent. I think he's got the knowledge, he knows the district, and I think he's the best person for the job.
Oh, I think he's a wonderful man. He's very nice, he's funny, and he's sincere.
I think he's a down-to-earth person to work with. He's sensible.
I like Bill Larson. I think he's very approachable, he's very committed, he's very hands-on, he has a lot of experience. He seems to be the right person at this time, just what the district needs.
He's honest, he's really hard-working. I wish he were a full-time superintendent instead of an interim. Can't say anything bad about the guy.
If you haven't realized it by now, the staff of the St. Paul Public Schools is very happy with the man leading the school district until a permanent superintendent is hired next year.
Hey, this is Bill Larson, our superintendent.
Yep, nice to meet you.
Randy, Bill.
Sixth grade, welcome to Adams.
Bill Larson started his career as a classroom teacher after graduating from Minneapolis South High School and the University of Minnesota. He has earned his stripes inside and outside of education, including 8 years in Saudi Arabia as a corporate planning analyst. But his love for schools kept him coming back.
I came to St. Paul Public Schools as a first-year teacher in 1965, where I taught drafting at Washington High School. That was my first year of public school teaching, and it followed short 3-year career as an officer in the United States Marine Corps. Having that 3 years of experience in the Marine Corps, I think, really aided me in becoming a first-year high school teacher. And I think the reason that I came to St. Paul, I was in a situation where teachers were in relatively short supply that year, and I had several contract offers. Among them was Minneapolis, St. Paul, and a couple of suburbs. I chose St. Paul because, frankly, it was the people. People that I was dealing with in St. Paul I thought had shared my vision of public education.
Bill Larson continues to share his vision about schools today. In his opening day address to more than 7,000 staff members across the school district, he shared some personal stories about his youth and his education in public schools, even admitting he wasn't a student who excelled. He explained that his success is due in large part to the teachers who took the time to get him interested in education when he wasn't sure himself that he wanted to be in school. One teacher, in particular, had a profound influence on Bill Larson, his Jordan Junior High shop teacher, Charles Nichols.
Bill was a good student. He was a lot of fun to have in class, and he did a good job working with his peers. And it's very difficult sometimes for somebody in the same age group to exercise control over people in their age group. Bill handled it well.
He was the kind of a teacher that kids go back to school and visit after they've graduated. He was the most significant teacher that I ever had. He became my mentor. He became my friend, and he became my hero.
I was pleasantly surprised. Bill left Jordan and went to North High School, and I lost sight of him. A few years later, I was at the University of Minnesota for something, I can't remember what, and I bumped into Bill on campus. And I told him, I said I was tickled to see him at the university. And I said, what are you taking? And he said, what else? And so he was an industrial arts major as well. But Bill was one of the success stories, one of, not just because of me, but because of many instructional staff members. There are many successful youngsters out there who thought they weren't going to make it, but given encouragement, and this is one of the big responsibilities of the classroom teacher, is to encourage students who are not doing well. Don't just address the students who are doing well, because those others might someday be your boss.
As I go into classrooms and see the kids, and I'm really struck by the initiative of the teachers, by the diligence of the kids. I see them working hard, I see them excited. Particularly in primary classrooms, I always ask the class, are you glad to be back to school? And I almost always get, yay, I'm glad to be back to school. So that's really encouraging and exciting, and I think it's true. I think the kids are enjoying what they're doing. They have a marvelously rich curriculum that they're being subjected to. The opportunities that they have in today's classrooms, I think, far exceed anything that we had 20 or 30 years ago.
For Bill Larson, his job comes down to one focus: people. And that's what he plans to concentrate on during his term as interim superintendent with St. Paul Public Schools.
Well, I think if there's one thing that I'd like people to take away and remember about me is that I do sincerely believe that what we're doing is all about people. I've been involved in the finance and the buildings and food service and transportation and a variety of other support roles. But when it gets right down to it, all of those support roles also are generally driven by the people who run them. But our schools are about people, it's about the parents, it's about the kids. And if there's one thing I want people to believe about me, it's that I genuinely care about all of those people.